So ever so often, I do videos for pure shits and giggles, and sometimes there's some topic to it. This is one of those times. Now, for those who know, Marvel and DC have this thing where one company does something and the other company does the same thing, only better. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's hard to see if Rebirth is it looks like Rebirth is actually doing better than, all new, all different Marvel. Probably because DC, comic-wise, has finally got their head out of their ass, but let's see what happens. That just started. But, let me say this, is that one thing I want to bring up, and the reason why I bring it up, and this is not a debate about Marvel versus DC, no, we're talking about cartoon characters in comic books. That's what we're talking about. But what I mean is, DC recently announced earlier in the year that they were rebooting the Hanna-Barbera, the Hanna-Barbera universe. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, a Mad Max version of Wacky Races, Johnny Quest, teaming up with all the classic Hanna-Barbera heroes, all that good shit. So, let's say, hypothetically, that Marvel looks at this and because those are actually selling well. Those are actually really selling well. The new cartoon universes, they're selling really well. So let's say Marvel looks at that idea and says, I bet we could do one better. What could we do? We could bring in characters from Disney and put them in the Marvel universe. That's what we're going to be talking about here, is that basically, yeah, let's say hypothetically Marvel looks at this and says, let's just instead of rebooting, doing Disney doing comics, around Disney, because they've done theme park attractions. They recently did one for Haunted Mansion, and I think that came out in trade recently. I need to pick that up. But anyway, so the big thing here with this is that, what if Marvel said, let's put Disney characters into the Marvel Universe and make them a part of the Marvel Universe? And you're probably wondering, well, that's kind of dumb, but at the same time, that's kind of awesome. Elaborate, DPZ. How would you go about doing this? Well, let me tell you. Let me say that I wouldn't just randomly put these characters in here. There would be a reason why these characters are now part of this universe, rather than say, oh, they've just been here, they just haven't been noticed yet. They haven't been discovered yet. No, what the thing would be of causing these certain characters to be part of this all new, all different Marvel, is that what happened, the events tie back all the way back to Secret Wars, where even before Secret Wars, even in the previous Marvel universe. In this story, what happens is that basically, for those who don't know, for those who aren't aware of the prelude to Secret Wars, is that the Illuminati, a new version of the Illuminati, Namor specifically, was going around destroying worlds alongside the Cabal, this other group that was created of Thanos and several other of other villains and from other worlds. So yeah, Namor and a few of them were going around, and even the Illuminati took part of this, of blowing up several worlds and destroying them in order to keep the 616 universe intact. However, sadly, is that what happened next, unfortunately, is what I would have it done is that some of the worlds that Namor and the Cabal destroyed were sadly some universes in some Disney shows. Some of the universes that were destroyed were, sadly Disney, worlds that were under Disney, like Wander Over Yonder and such. So what happens now is that several of those worlds, during Secret Wars, they were scattered to the whim. They were destroyed. The only when Doom was a god, when Doom became God Doom, he basically skipped over these worlds and cherry-picked the ones he put together in the new Secret Wars. Their universes were completely fucked. So now you're probably thinking, well, how did they even get in the all-new, all-different Marvel universe in the first place? Let me explain. What happens for several is that they all kind of escape. Not all of, since their worlds are destroyed, only a handful of these beings kind of survive through certain means. Some like how Reed Richards and several other characters survived the world merge between the Ultimate and 616 universe that created Battleworld. They created a lifeboat. Others moved themselves out of the multiverse entirely and, came back when it was safe. Others just got fucking lucky. Some of them just got fucking lucky, and, while the rest of their worlds were destroyed, they survived and became part of this new world. So, among those would be, of course, so let's talk about the characters I could see being a part of the Disney universe, being part of the Marvel universe, and it would make sense. Starting off, as you can see right here, of course, Gravity Falls. It makes so much sense, because Gravity Falls is so... We don't see anything... We see jack shit of the northwestern part of the Marvel universe. The closest we get far away from New York is fucking California. That's as far as we get. Specifically LA or San Diego. We never get to see what happens in the middle states, because I would imagine, supervillains would go, hey, let's just not go to New York, because bad guys are there. California's off the list too, guys. You want to go to Florida, or, I hear Georgia's good. I'm surprised, no supervillain has really thought about just going, fuck it, and just going to another state. There's still the 50... I think the 50 States Initiative is still around, but I think most of them got disassembled, so... Yeah, I never understood. Why do villains keep going to New York when 70% of the Marvel heroes are there in New York City? Just fucking go to another state. Anyway, so what I would have it is that Gravity Falls, much like how Reed Richards and Valerie managed to create a lifeboat for certain characters, the same was done for all of Gravity Falls. It was in turn turned into a giant lifeboat. The whole town was, and the surrounding forest that had all the creatures in it, it was turned into one giant lifeboat. Ford predicted that, shit's gonna happen, and it's not gonna turn out good, because he found out what was going on in the multiverse. And this would be, of course, after the events of Weirdmageddon. So, yeah, he's now realized, oh my god, we did nothing. We stopped one universal destruction, and in place, heroes from another universe are doing this to us regardless, and there's no way we can stop this. So, rather than try to say, he's unable to save his whole world, Ford decided that he was going to save a small piece of his universe. And that piece is, of course, Gravity Falls. He decides to save everyone. That's all he can save. And what he does is alongside Stan, he and Stan and Dipper and Mabel, they all decide to retrofit the warp gate, or whatever, I can't remember the real name of it, the gate that allowed Stan to bring Ford back, and retrofit it into a giant shielding, a giant bubble that could save and withstand the destruction of their universe. So when Namor and the Illuminati destroyed, when Stark and Namor and all of them destroyed their universe, they were safe. But now there was nothing left, including Dipper and Mabel's parents. They're gone. All that's left of their universe is Gravity Falls, that's now floating in the multiverse until Secret Wars end, and it's pulled back into the new Marvel universe. So now they have to survive in this new universe. Thankfully, how they were moved, they're in a new part of Oregon. They're in this new Oregon in the Marvel universe, and Gravity Falls is so secluded from everyone else. They're just like, man, we could just start again. Really, everything's here. We're just gonna have to deal with superheroes now. So that's what it would kind of be like, is that now they're part of this giant universe, and they can't, they now have to learn to survive, and Dipper's like, oh, hell no. These guys who I read in my universe were comic book superheroes. They were supposed to be good guys. They fucked us over for themselves. So I'm not putting up with that shit. So he, along with a good group of Gravity Falls, are like, yeah, we got fucked. We got the fucked end of the deal because they decided to be selfish rather than be like heroes and destroy, save other worlds. We didn't have superheroes that tried to protect us. We could barely save ourselves. So you know what? Fuck them. So Dipper would and more or less all of Gravity Falls would be like, fuck these guys. One day we're gonna figure out how to make them hurt, like we hurt. So, there you go. That's how I would kind of play with Gravity Falls in the Marvel Universe, in the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe. So moving on, we have, who I think could really work in the new, all-different Marvel Universe, is Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. Pen Zero, how I would do this is that Pen, Sashi, and Boone are told by Phyllis, look, a lot of the worlds are getting destroyed by by these people called the Illuminati, and this other group called the Cabal. They're completely blowing up worlds to save their own. We can't do anything about it, and they're headed to our world. They're going to blow up our world next. So what I need you to do, I'm going to hide you guys outside the multiverse through the machine, and it's going to bring you back when it's safe. So unfortunately, Phyllis is gone. I almost said, why did I say Sylvia? Phyllis is gone. Ripon and Larry are gone. Well, Ripon and Larry, actually, I would keep them alive. Like, they were also spared because they have a machine similar to their own, so they managed to survive. Everything in their universe is gone. It's just the 5 of them now. It's just Ripon, Sashi, Boone, Pen, Larry, and Larry. That's literally it. The last 5 of them, they were put in like a catatonic state outside the multiverse, but when Secret Wars end, they were snapped back into this new universe. And yeah, there's no Middleburg, there's no nothing. They're on their own. So what they decide to do, so they have to come together, the 5 of them, to make sure that this new multiverse that's going to be growing, because there's going to be a multiverse that's going to be growing out of this one, is protected from the very heroes that decided to destroy their world. But they don't. But Penn thinks, we can't hold them against them. They were just trying to do the right thing. So what if we just tried to, what if we just tried to guard the multiverse like we did before? There's nothing really to hold us back. That's kind of like the working idea I got right there. Anyway, so moving right along to another group of I guess you could say one character who I think could work. One character from this show. That character is Mirage from the Aladdin animated series. Hear me out. I don't think I would have all of... No, Aladdin would not be in this new continuity. One, because it'd be all the way in the past. And two, Mirage, when you think about it, Mirage seems like a good Marvel villain. So Mirage, how I would do her new origin is that when Secret War, when her world was destroyed, her little pocket universe, Morbia, was spared. But when Secret Wars happened, Morbia was hid outside of time and space. And what happened next is that when the all-new, all-different Marvel universe was formed, she managed to rescue other people who could help her. Those other people being Lord Dominator, Toffee, Bill Cipher, and David Xanatos. She creates a new Cabal. She creates a new group of the Cabal, or Masters of Evil, take your pick, and yeah, they go about to, it's a new universe. It's a new universe. We're going to, and we're going to rule it. So she managed to save Lord Dominator. She manages to save Lord Dominator. She manages to bring back Bill, who reconstituted himself finally. And Xanatos, who actually, Xanatos in this, if I could have a say, David Xanatos from Gargoyles, I would make Xanatos, he would either be an Iron Man villain or a Black Panther villain. He would definitely work as either one. I feel like him and T'Challa would have a lot, a very cool intellectual battle. So I think if I could, I would make Xanatos a new Black Panther villain. I know he would work as an Iron Man villain, but I feel like he would work as a great Black Panther villain. Like, I could see him wanting to use the Vibranium in new and more terrifying ways. And yeah, he would be like the Moriarty to T'Challa's Sherlock. That would actually, it's the best way to explain it. Would I also have the Gargoyles in here? Yeah. How I would bring the Gargoyles back, as well as Elisa. I would say that they also survived through sheer luck. They survived because of just sheer blind luck and the magic they had. The magical. I would say like maybe some magical item saved them. But now they're in a new form of New York. Everything else is gone except Xanatos survived. But however, during the destruction of their world, Fox and Alexander sadly did not survive the world the destruction of their world. So it's But, however, Owen slash Puck survived. I would even say that maybe Puck rescued them. Managed to save all of them. But, yeah, Xanatos is now like, there's nothing holding me back. This is a new world. There's no major players, because Stark, for those who don't know, Stark doesn't really have an empire anymore. He doesn't really have a technological empire anymore. Black Panther, currently in the comics, is kind of, trying to stop a civil war, I believe. So yeah, it's the perfect time and Norman's out of the game, so yeah, it's time to, wreck some shit. Anyway. So yeah, Xanatos. I think Mirage, going back to her real quick, I think she would make a great Doctor Strange villain. For other characters, I would say Star and Marco would also be it. When their world was destroyed, I would have it that Star, at the last second, managed to put up a bubble, around, a magical bubble around her and Marco, as well as Glossaric. The three of them were the only ones who they thought survived the world merge. Turns out Toffee survived too, because it's Toffee. And plus, Mirage rescued him from their destruction to make him part of her new Masters of Evil group. So, there you go. There's another one. Other characters I could see survive, being part of this universe? Of course, Kim Possible. I don't know, I would have that her and Ron, Ron, Draken, and Shigo managed to survive by sheer luck, and have it that Kim Possible, Kim Possible, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., that would make a lot of fucking sense. Draken and Shigo? I don't know. Would I keep them villains? I don't know. As for other characters, Jake Long, again, luck would be on his side of surviving. Randy Cunningham, I would maybe say that the Nomicon protected him from his, during his world being destroyed, but now he's on his own. Now it's just him and the Nomicon. He has no Howard, no one, and now he's just kind of left, alone in this new universe. I don't know if the mic's going to pick that up, but it's kind of starting to rain here. But yeah. So many ideas, but like I said, this was just meant to be a lot of fun. I just wanted to, shoot the shit and see what you guys had to say about this. So you guys tell me, what Disney characters could you see at part of the Marvel Universe? And, think about it really hard, because I seriously fucking doubt Darkwing Duck could fit in this universe. So, have a little, really think about this one. And yeah, this is why I kind of avoided, DuckTales and all that. Mirage got a pass because, immortal, embodiment of evil and all that. So yeah, just comment below. What characters could you see part of the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe, and what roles would you give them? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.